You join me in another episode of The Curtis Zone. I, your humble and handsome host Dylan Jurtis, do nothing but thank you for clicking on this video and ask that you hit the like and subscribe button. And remember to share it with everybody else because you know, the more you share, the more comments we get and the more likes and subscribes we get. Since we're getting so close to the Marvels movie, in fact, the Marvels is set to release this upcoming Friday. So today we're doing another How Powerful Would Someone Be episode. We asked ourselves, how powerful would Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel be if she had the weapons of the 13 original Primes? So, sit back, relax, enjoy. And for those of you who do not know how these How Powerful Would Someone Be episodes work, I, your humble and handsome host Dylan J. Curtis, give you stats of the hero as well as a quick origin story, and then I give you stats of the weapons, powers, and or intelligence that they're going to have, and then you, the viewer, leave in the comment section down below how powerful you think the character would be if they had all this stuff combined to their own power. But before we get started, a little bit of news. I hope that everyone has seen, and this some news from the world of everybody who's a fan of Digimon, the new season of Digimon Adventure Tri, which is set to have characters from season 2 of Digimon come back. We're gonna see Davis, TK, Cody, Young, Yaelin. We're gonna see them all come back for another movie, Digimon Adventure Tri Adventure 2. So, I hope that everybody has seen it, alright? And I can't wait for myself, because as you know, I'm a huge Digimon fan. I was more of a Digimon fan than I was Pokemon. A piece of news from the world of DC, it has been confirmed the cast of the upcoming Lanterns series. And we have inside, there are going to be a lot of characters such as Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, and the person playing Simon Baz, the Green Lantern, he is the same guy who played the Red Mystic Force Ranger. However, this is just rumors, so nothing is set in stone. I hope that it is though. The final piece of news is this. A new Once and Always is set to come out very, very soon. In fact, writers are currently in with David Yost himself. However, nothing is set in stone about story, about characters, about casting. Nothing is set in stone on that. But we can't wait nonetheless. Now remember, for those of you who do not know how these How Powerful Would Someone Be episodes work, I give you a quick origin about the character as well as tell you about their powers, and I tell you about all the stuff that they're going to add to their own power, and then you, the viewer, leave in the comment section down below how powerful you think the character would be if they had all this stuff combined to their own power. And I chose Captain Marvel and the 13 Primes. This is why. Captain Marvel is very, very powerful, and the 13 Primes are equally as powerful as Captain Marvel, if not more. She's one of my favorite superheroes. So, let's get started, shall we? Quick little origin on Captain Marvel, more specifically her non-fiction origin. Here it is. There were originally 2 Captain Marvels, but DC sued Fawcett Comic Books for the right to use Captain Marvel. But there was also another Captain Marvel in the Marvel series known as Mar-Vell, and he had a sidekick named Carol Danvers. So, once DC acquired the rights to Captain Marvel, or Billy Batson, in the New 52s, they renamed him into Shazam. And this is when Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, will be renamed Captain Marvel. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about her comic book origin and then talk about her powers, shall we?
Carol Danvers was once an Air Force pilot fighting against gender stereotypes, so much so that she became a high-ranking officer in the Air Force and then moved on to the CIA and became one of their top intelligence gatherers / pilots. She would meet Mar-Vell, who was an alien-human hybrid living in secret here on Earth, and this is when she would be involved in an explosion where Captain Marvel Mar-Vell would protect her. During the explosion, Captain Marvel would cover Carol Danvers, and some of his energy seeped into her DNA, giving her amazing abilities. And it's because of this, she took on a costume and became Ms. Marvel. Later in the comic book series, we're talking about in the early 2000s, Captain America would give her the idea to become the new Captain Marvel, and so, just like that, the rest is history. As far as her powers go, she has pretty much enhanced everything. As Captain Marvel, she has enhanced senses, which means she has a danger sense that can tell her when danger is coming. As far as feats of strength go, she has amazing strength. Strength comparable to that of the Hulk. Yes, I said strength comparable to that of the Hulk. As far as feats of speed go, she's considered to be faster than Quicksilver, and she's considered to be faster than Wonder Woman, but she's nowhere near on the level of the Flash or Superman. But her real superpower is the fact that she has the ability to project, channel, manipulate, and see limitless cosmic energy. She has the ability to shoot laser beams from her hands, and those same laser beams give her the ability to breathe in space. It is amazing what she's able to do with this limitless cosmic energy. To have the power of the 13 primes is to be a god, and I'm going to explain what the 13 primes can do as in right now. First, there is Primo, leader of the 13 primes. He wields the Star Saber, a weapon so powerful that not only it housed the matrix of leadership, but it also had the ability to slice through atoms, making Primo the most powerful warrior, a warrior of light. Next, there is Vector Prime, the Traveler. He wielded the blades of time and space, basically giving him the ability to travel anywhere. So he could learn anything. He learned over 3,000 languages from across the universe due to the fact that he was able to travel through space. Next, there was Solus Prime, the only female Autobot, or Prime if you will, and she wielded the Forge of Solus Prime, which is a hammer that she could turn raw material into anything that she wants. She created all the weapons of the 13 primes. Not only that, she was the toughest and strongest out of all of them. So imagine her power in the hands of Captain Marvel, more specifically the Forge in which she wielded. Now imagine the power of Micronus Prime in the hands of Captain Marvel. He wielded the Chimera Stone, which gives him the ability to combine with anyone and enhance their powers. He was the father of all the Minicons, and he was the conscience of the Primes. Imagine his power in the hands of Captain Marvel. Next, there's Alpha Trion, who has the ability of fortune telling. He was the fortune teller of the 13 primes. He had the quill, which allowed him to record past, present, and future events within the Cybertronian history. So imagine his power in the hands of Captain Marvel. Next, there is Alchemist Prime, who was the elemental of the 13 primes. He had the ability to control the elements that make up the universe, giving him the ability to create the entire Cybertronian society. So imagine his power in the hands of Captain Marvel. Giving her the power of Nexus Prime would not be good, but let's talk about him anyway. He was the first combiner of Cybertron. Basically, he could tear apart parts of his body to combine with all of his other brothers and sister. So imagine his power in the hands of Captain Marvel and tell me how powerful you think she would be. Next, there's Onyx Prime, the beast mode of all the primes. He was the strongest, but not the most powerful. He was the first beast mode transformer, and he was basically a dragon sphinx hybrid. He was pretty cool, and imagine his power in the hands of Captain Marvel. Next, there was Amalgamus Prime. He had the ability of shape-shifting. He was the first transforming prime in all of Transformer history, and he had the ability to shapeshift. He never held a grudge, and he never really lingered if he wasn't wanted. But imagine his power in the hands of Captain Marvel, the ability to shapeshift. Next, there was Quintus Prime, who was basically the experimental daydreamer or scientist of the group. He was always looking to improve himself. He was the smartest of all the 13 primes, even though he wasn't the most strongest. So imagine his brains in the hands of Captain Marvel and tell me how powerful you think she would be. Next, there's Liege Maximo, the manipulator of the group. He could appear as anyone due to the fact that he was the best actor of the entire primes. So basically, he's the Loki of the 13 primes. So imagine his skills in the hands of Captain Marvel. Next, there is Megatronus, the complete warrior of darkness, opposite to that of Primo, the warrior of light. He betrayed the primes and became known as the Fallen, and he wielded the Requiem Blaster, which had the ability to turn anything into beams of energized plasma. So imagine that weapon and his power in the hands of Captain Marvel.
And that brings another episode of the Curtis Zone to a screeching close, ladies and gentlemen. I ask that you hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to share this video with everyone you know and make sure that they like and subscribe as well. I am your humble and handsome host, Dylan J. Curtis, and I'm asking you to also give some love to today's sponsors, Coastal Waste and Recycling, because as you know, your garbage does power someone's world. So, I cannot wait to see you next time. And as always, I'll be back with more. My smiling face, my broad shoulders, and of course of my bouncing pecs. I'll see you later. I love you all. Remember to hit the comment section down below and tell me how powerful you think Carol Danvers would be if she had the power of the 13 original primes combined to her own power. Now, don't be shy now. Really let us have it. 'Cause once I blow, they know that I'll be the man. I'll be